Okay, so this is my walk and talk video that Carlos asked for. Normally I'd write my stuff in a letter, but I'm going to talk about it this time. And he asked me to talk about my stripper days, but I got my daughter with me.
Don't bring. Don't.
I have to do that another time.
Whatever.
She knows some, but she don't know everything.
I know most of it.
Say hi, Selena.
Hi.
This is my youngest baby. So anyway,
The
we're out.
cutest.
Ooh, look at my hair. Anyway, got my glasses on too, Carlos. Anyway, so we're out and we are on this trail where we are walking in my neighborhood. It's pretty peaceful and it's evening. I hate mornings, but I can do it evening, so this is cool. So anyways, what I'm going to talk about real quick is I am going to talk about what me and Carlos talked about this morning on the phone, which was some good conversation. Because he was like, Melanie, oh my goodness, Melanie, you need therapy, girl. You sure be venting on Facebook. And yes, I do, because it is my outlet. It kind of is my therapy. And I own my own feelings, so I don't have a problem with sharing them with the world because I know I ain't the only one. So, about my mother issue. I know y'all probably like, oh my God, here she go. Here she go. Here she go.
Here she go.
Do I be lying though?
No.
Okay. So anyway, I'm not sitting at home pouting and crying and wanting some attention and all this issues about my mother's situation. Is what I'm doing is I'm just sharing my feelings and my situation. And the reason that I'm able to share, because this stuff's been going on for a long time, but the reason that I'm able to share is because I'm delivered from it. Been delivered from it for a long time, years. When I first got into church and I was on the prayer ministry and I was praying and fasting, and God really showed me a lot of stuff. So I'm very much so delivered from it. So nobody think that I'm sitting over here pouting and crying about it. I'm just sharing because I want other women to know that they're not the only ones, because it's now don't get me wrong, it hurts. It's very painful to be in a situation where you don't have that motherly figure, and there's a disconnect that a woman has whenever she doesn't have that. And so, come on, you gotta walk a little faster, honey.
Hold on. Wait a minute. She go. How you go?
So you slowing up eating that ice cream.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm very much so delivered from it, and I can explain to you how I'm delivered from it. Whenever you figure out and find out in life what your purpose is, when God really reveals to you and shows you what your purpose is, you can really handle and deal with stuff really different. Really, really different. And the situation that I had when I had went to in a prayer room and I was praying and God was showing me things, and the Spirit came over me, and I experienced something that is kind of hard to explain. Whenever the Spirit hits you and you have that moment with your God, it's unexplainable. You can't really put it into words, and nobody is really going to get it but you and God. But I'm going to try to explain it. So he showed me all these things because I've always been like, why me, why me, why me? Why can't I have a normal mom? Why can't I have a normal dad? Why can't we be like the Huxtables? Why me, why me, why me, why me? But I believe that God put me through things for a purpose and a reason. And this is one of them right here. I have abandonment issues because I always felt abandoned. My mother always left me. I don't have any, very, very few good memories because something always bad happens and the bad always outweighs the good. And so I have abandonment issues. Not only do I not have abandonment issues, but I have issues with different races as far as loving. I love all people, don't get me wrong, but I grew up in a family that didn't accept me because of what I looked like or who I was or where I came from, and it took them years to kind of accept me, and I always felt different and unwanted and unloved. So not only am I feeling abandoned, but I'm also feeling these different skin colors, hair types, culturals, and all that. So I'm like, not only that, I found the perfect husband, got married, did everything perfect and right. Then I couldn't have kids. And I'm like, well, damn, Lord, you done gave me issues with my mom. You gave me problems with my race. And now you're giving me a great husband, but I can't have kids. What's next? What's next? What else I got to do? What else I got to do? I felt so beat up, just beat up. I felt like the world was against me. Didn't nobody care. Didn't nobody love me. Poor me, poor me, poor me. But God put it in my spirit. And that day, that experience that I had with him, I could feel all of the stuff that I went through as a child, that I went through as an adult, my young adult. I could feel it literally rolling off of me like heat waves. I'm not kidding. If you had touched me, you'd probably, you would have caught something. It was serious. And he showed me that the reason why I was able to go through those things and withstand it, we need to ride our bikes. Withstand it is because there's a purpose behind it. And the purpose is that not every woman can give birth. And there's a lot of women that can give birth and can't be moms. But he prepared me from the day that I was born for this. I have 4 daughters that are Hispanic. So I deal with biracial cultures. I took them in and I loved them and I learned and I never, treated them any different. I loved them harder because I knew how it felt to be around somebody that wasn't like you. Not only that, they have abandonment issues. I'm not going to tell their story because it's their story, but they're with me. And they have issues that they will one day deal with on their own. And I can feel their pain and I can love them and hug them and kiss them and I can really connect. So I don't have a connection of like when a woman gives birth to, where my minutes at? Okay, where a woman gives birth and there's an instant connection, love. I have a connection through our spirits. It's more of a godly connection and it's really deep. And I'm not saying that, it's not any more deeper than a woman giving birth, but it's really deep because it's my purpose and I know what my purpose is. So I take my beatings and I use them for good. So even though I hurt and, ooh, look at this guy, Selena.
Oh my God, how are you on a video?
Oh, I'm
then
sorry.
You're going to talk about, look at this.
For you, not for me. He's too young for me, girl. Look at him. You want me to? Oh, you should got a boyfriend.
Stop, what is wrong with you?
So. Okay.
You need
Okay.
your butt whooped.
He's not bad looking, Selena. Hi.
Stop. What is wrong
Okay,
with you?
anyway. So, I know I better stop because I know Daddy has somebody stalking my page.
Why you playing? I'm about to tell you. Why you do that?
So anyway, and your boyfriend probably stalked my page too.
Probably do.
Anyway, so I know my purpose, so it's easier for me to take my beatings, but it still hurts, I ain't gonna lie. And I'm gonna keep sharing because my inbox is full of messages from women saying that they thought they was the only one. They can't express themselves because they don't want to hurt their mother's feelings. And I don't want to hurt my mother's feelings neither. And as you can see, I'm not crying and venting where I'm like, I'm not calling nobody no bitches, no hoes. If you really read deep into my stories, you can tell that I am delivered from it. I have love in my heart for my family members and my mother. And the people that really know me know that that's true. But the stories are real and they're true. They're honest. And I'm at this point where people are like, well, Melanie, you're going to mess up your ever restoring the relationship with any of your people that you might have an issue with. I don't have an issue with none of them. I'm just telling my story. But this is the thing. I'm 40. Getting ready to be 41. I don't care about no relationships no more. The only relationship that I want to have with any of my family members, my mother, my father, my children, anybody, is a down low, honest, raw, real relationship. I don't want to have a relationship with my mom where I have to hide how I feel, or we can't bring up nothing that happened, or we can't talk about it, or, 1 minute you hear from me, the next minute you don't call, because you mad because I said something. I don't want that type of relationship no more. I wanted me to be able to express myself and love her. I can say how I feel and she can say how she feels, and we both pick up the phone the next day, because that's true love. Me and my daughter right here, how many fights we done been in? I choked the shit out of her once.
Too many.
She spent a whole week in jail once.
Yep.
But
Sure
see,
did.
but we still love each other. See, that's what it's about.
I couldn't get rid of her if my life depended on it,
And
y'all.
everybody says you're my favorite. And everybody says we're just alike.
And we are stubborn as ever.
So that's what love is about. That's what relationships about. That's what a mother-daughter relationship that I'm only accepting. And that's just what it is. So I'm gonna keep on praying about the situation, and I'm gonna keep on writing my stories. If you don't like it, don't read it. If you do like it, share it, do whatever you want to do with it. I don't care. I don't want no fame off of this. I just want people to know that, hey, life is real. And just because I might live in a nice house and drive a nice car, I'm still a human being just like everybody else. Well, I kind of shit more than anybody else nowadays because of my health issues.
Who wants to?
But other than that, I'm like everybody else. So anyway, Carlos, hope you enjoyed my neighborhood. It ain't Oakland, California, but hey.
It's the ghetto.
It ain't, girl, please. Lord Jesus.